Just like the issues with this robot in this video, we're going to review the banking strategy robot. It focuses on the 3-minute time frame. I've previously provided some explanations on this page. I talked about the overall concept on the product page, where you can get a subscription for a month and up to a year. But that was just a general overview, and now I've shown you some Forex strategies. They had shown you some strategies on YouTube, but there was more to it. As for the higher time frames, like 1 hour and 30 minutes, that's more for medium-term trading. I came and showed that, but higher time frames, like 1 hour and 30 minutes, are for medium-term trading. You can really take your time with those. Oh, I came and showed you, but with this robot, you can make money as easily as drinking cold water. Now I want to show you everything live. You can see down here that today the market was really bloody. Bitcoin dropped to 3,000 and everyone was panicking. The whole world was in chaos and the market was red. But in this market, let's see how much profit can be made in just 3.5 minutes. They want to analyze it over the course of a day. I want to make a normal announcement about the market. Now, for a day and a half, I want to go from this point and draw a line from here. This program, right now, means from this point to this point. I want to see how much can be done with this in just one rural area. Normal heartlessness. For the market layer, I want to go for a day and a half. First, let's draw this line from right here. I want to see how much can be done with this. From this point to that point in just one rural area. What we need, first, is a subscription to the banking strategy robot. Once we get it, it will be added to the indicators section under the same name, and you can add the strategy. For 4.5 million, this comes with a sincere idea, and it gives you a solid 3.5. It provides some blue and yellow points. In this video, there's nothing wrong with the blue and yellow points. I'll go into the settings to adjust the strategy, which has its own separate setup. And these. We take it out like this. Only, Layla stays with a grateful heart, as this was the first thing she did. The second thing we do is set this frame under 15.5 minutes, which is very common for these few layers. I'm going to slide this Japanese list from the top and come over to the icon that captures the market noise. It's a bit of a story, and we'll start with that. Now, I'll tell you about the strategy. It just got handed over, but it's close to being set up. I'll explain the strategy for you, and then we'll go back to the market and the intermediaries from just 1 day ago. I'm telling you about the strategy right now. It just got handed over. But it's close to being set up. I'll tell you about the strategy, and then we'll go back to the market and the intermediaries from just 1 day ago. Well, check this out. I would say, if it floods, I'd say let it be closed forever, whether we get flooded or not. Thanks, the world goes quiet. Here's a picture, if we get flooded. Or if we get thanks, and from this side, we should have taken it easy. The next part, well, this one might be a bit tricky. If we get thanks, it means that the red light is on, right? What does that mean? It means that if the market is a bit red, it's not too strange, and the opposite color means that if the market is going down, it should eventually turn green. You enter the site, and we'll put that into practice. The lower part means it's very close to where the support and resistance lines are drawn. So, when the enemy comes from the faith, the support is there, and it shows up on the screen as a defense. It's near support and resistance lines. Support appears as defense. Here, support and resistance mark the stop and resistance point. Thus, avoid entry despite the rise. It's a different strategy. The bio support you use will also appear on the screen as a defense. We place the tip at the nearest support and resistance that exists. For example, here's the support and resistance, so this is the stop, but this is also a resistance point. However, it's not a good entry because it was given with UV+, and for example, it wasn't green afterward. So it shouldn't be entered, even though it went up. But that's a different strategy. I just want to talk about one strategy, because if we try to combine all the strategies, it turns into a monster. But just take a look at this one simple strategy. We've added the robots so easily that, God willing, it will take just 3 minutes to open up. Let's go back and look at 1 day ahead. I came here to set up these 3 positions for you so that when the video is recorded, it won't be missed. I placed them on the screen, and it starts from here. Look here. It just came to us. A simple cell is created. Then what happened? It gave a red candle. We're entering this, and the stop losses are coming down. Check out this tip here. This correction is affecting those who need to see it, but it's not green afterward, which is why it's not a good entry. On this side, thanks have been given to us, right? The accounts above have come down to this level, but it hasn't been used yet. Tomorrow at this hour, because the spread is 10, the sound of the alley's flower story is always there. That's why. You see down here, for example, it says 30.07. I'm determined to go. I wrote down the pain of this view, but I had less of it. I had measured it with a ruler. The language percentage here is how much the curtain is 6 negative, and here we got a holiday. Thank you, and then the next one is red, as you can see. The next one is red, and it has flooded itself, but that's okay. We also entered with thanks. The accounts above had a tip, and the first state was here, support. Yes, it was good, at first. But as we were going, it hit again, meaning it came forward in the market. But what's happening? We're proving our skeleton. Here, it has reached a point where it's given a signal to exit, meaning it's come to say goodbye and has created a new support, which means the market conditions are changing. We're here. Here, it has reached a point where it's given a signal to exit, meaning it's come to say goodbye, and has created a new support, which means the market conditions are changing. But in class, you're always 30th and 8th. We're not entering here. Red is good to enter. We entered at 20.08051028. The next one is green. The team decided to place the support and resistance nearby. We entered at 20.08051028. Look here, I got this too, but I didn't bring it into our calculations. This should be plus. But the red tear that should have been given, the next one is green, but it's very close to the previous one. The team decided to place the support and resistance nearby. I gave up on the 0.5% route, but look, even this one is hitting the tip. But the red tear that should have been given, the next one is green, but it's very close to the previous one. The team decided to place the support and resistance nearby. I didn't care about the 0.5% route, but you can see that even this is a type. The plasma has been given at the lowest position, but it's not useful afterward. It's not red and then it's not green either. The next one isn't green. The market has dropped. Let's go when it calms down and come back. We need to classify it. It's not green. Look how well this strategy detects. The scanning is amazing. It's come here. The next class should be green. It's nice that it hits easily. We entered according to the tip. And now here, it's been seen close. It played well, but it's come here. And it's not easy to win. Here, the series is plus. But the downside is that green is not useful. Here, we need the next class to be green. Correction. If it had gone down, the tip would have been here, but it has reached this new support that has formed in the market. Sorry, a new resistance has formed in the market, which is why it hit here at 2.5%. Right after we hit it, it didn't go in well. The red ones came in, and the examples went up, and it hit the tip here. Here, it hits the previous support tip. It said goodbye, but then it turned green itself. The next one is important. Here, the series is plus our last signal. On this 3 plus, Telegram activated because it turned red, so we're not entering. If it's good, it drops the accounts above. It hit the tip. We wouldn't have entered because it was bad. The currency wasn't there. We're entering these because it wasn't red when you came. I was awake, cutting water. It came and hit the tip. We wouldn't have entered because it was bad. The currency wasn't there. We're entering these because it wasn't red when you came. I was awake, cutting water at 9. Look, these greens are correct, but you have red, which isn't the case. Now we can focus on the entry. I might stay there until it comes up. But you know why? Because this candle is very important. It needs to be like this, without a doubt, while it takes its roll. And when it's night, it might hit in a way. Because its account is small, you can't take risks. This was just over 10.5. But the beautiful part is, let's gather and see how much in this one day. The robot's performance. 1. We had 3 out of 10. We had 151. We had 157. We had 128 up there. We had 1, 3, and 8. We had 1, 2, and 6.5. I added this under this newspaper, plus the sky. How much? 24.2. We hit one example, minus. And this. 21, priest. 21% per day just with robots that don't wash. Using these robots requires a Twitter account, which you really don't need anymore. It just throws it on the chart. With this regular account, it's enough to just come and subscribe from the site. Check out the video for explanations. I've written a lot more about the product here. Besides this, there's an 11-minute section where general explanations are given up top in the blog section. I've also written over 10 articles about different strategies for this robot. If you come down, I've also written over 10 articles about different strategies for this robot. If you come down. From this. Great, let's get started. Each of these is about the robot. We cover the banking strategy robots with banking strategy in their title. They represent strategies. Most examples are from Forex. They work with clients, but this one is amazing. I'm a fan of the clip. Here, these are strategic blog posts. The profitability is what we have up top for now or to prove it. Most of our examples are from Forex. They mostly work with specific clients, but the one you see here is amazing. I'm a big fan of the clip. And here you can see that these are all strategic blog posts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on Telegram. And for now, stay profitable. And here you can see that these are all strategic blog posts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on Telegram. And for now, stay profitable.